Welcome to the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You, a resident of the fine township of Tom's River. That's why we do this show, because you're a fine resident. Now remember, everything on the bottom of the screen, how you want to get in touch with me. You got a consumer issue, you got story ideas, you got some complaints. Send it. Like us on Facebook, love us on YouTube, whatever that is. Don't forget live stream. That's our base streaming platform. Well, there's more than just me on there. There's a slew of streaming options. It's amazing how streaming has changed. COVID-19 has changed everything. We talk about getting back to normal. There's going to be a new normal, that's for sure. And streaming is taking over the business. Cable's going to have a hard time keeping up with this. But let's get to the business at hand. That was quick. Joe Beccari, for about a week, was going to run for the GOP nomination in the primary for the governor race, and then he dropped out, saying he only wanted to expand the needs and get the information out for the needs of the people in the shore. Joe's been a great leader and elected official for Ocean County and the fine township of Tom's River for a long time. You got a reval that's still going forward, but there's no interior inspections, just exterior due to COVID-19. If they don't do it right, you're going to have a ton of appeals. So they're going to try to get a postponement from Trenton. We'll see how that goes, and the federal government on how. But I think it's Trenton is more of the people they're appealing to kind of push this off for 2022 at least. We're going to talk about the actions at the Commissioner Board in Ocean County. Tom's River is buying the Surf Club and the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. I have issues with that. You're watching Tom's River Show. I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. Welcome back. Tom's River Show here. Pat O'Melia here. You concerned Tom's River resident. At the commissioner meetings, Hudson County commissioners, they used to be freeholders, they're now commissioners. Same thing in Hudson County. We had freeholders there, now they're all commissioners. Gary Quinn is now the director of the Ocean County Commissioners. It's kind of like musical chairs. Every year, everybody gets up, they kind of walk around, music stops, and boom, you're in there. You are now the director for a year, and then next year, the different director. And I kind of have an issue with that. I think every commissioner director is kind of like the county exec. Like we have in Hudson County, we have our commissioner board, and we have the county exec. The county exec sets the vision for the county of Hudson on land acquisitions, open space. Everything is in that individual's vision, and you get to vote for that leader who is going to lead your county. In the case of Tom DeGeese, when he got elected, one of the first things Tommy DeGeese did in Hudson County, where we're all from, in Tom's River, we're all somewhere from Hudson County, he got out of leased buildings. He started buying buildings, moving county offices into county-owned buildings, so we weren't writing rent checks. Tom's not big on writing those checks with other people's money. And Tommy's probably coming up on 20 years now that he's been the county exec. And, we've gone through the Copper's Coat property. If you're old Jersey City, remember Copper's Coat and Kearney? He just sold that land for $165 million. You got new jails, you got new county administration buildings, parks. Hudson County parks are unsurpassed. And all of that has to, you got to give the props to Tom DeGeese. You don't have that in Ocean County. Because every year you got a different vision because you have a different director of the commissioners board, who in essence is the county exec. And they kind of got like kumbaya. They all kind of agree. It wasn't until very recently there was even a negative vote. Everything was always unanimous. That's probably going to stay that way for a very little while because they're going to have to start setting. There is a political war simmering, probably past simmer, might be starting to boil. With the forces of Frank Holman, the chairman for the Ocean County GOP, and George Gilmore, the former chairman of the Ocean County GOP, who, if I had to bet, will soon be the new chairman of the Ocean County, or the next, whatever you want to say. But he is going to have a big say, George Gilmore, in the makeup because there's some commissioner seats up. And how the next commissioner board is going to go forward. I know Frank Holman would like to keep control. I just don't see that happening with George Gilmore. I understand him. I covered politics for a long time. George, I understand. And there's going to be some tension. There's going to be some tension in the Toms River, too, with their elections coming up. But I can see that if you had one vision, one long-term vision for Ocean County on how to cut expenses, how to grow the county, I think it would work out in the long run. County, here's some fun stuff. Your money, by the way. The county road, Ocean County government has commissioned payments. This is what they did last week in cutting checks, writing checks with your money. This is for road work. See, as I've been saying for all the years I've been doing the Toms River Show, shared services. They just laid out $1,237,716.20 on road work done on county roads. There's a lot of roads in Ocean County. There's going to be a lot of road work being done all the time. Somebody's got to get into the business of doing road work, whether it's Toms River or whether it's the county of Ocean that can do somebody's got to be able to do it for the other municipalities or the county, in some cases the state. You can cut your expenses that way. You can get paid from other entities. Instead of writing that check to some private entity to do road repairs isn't helping the taxpayers of Ocean County. They just authorized a contract for road work and paving on Shore Rock Street on Route 70 up to Beaverson Boulevard to the tune of $1,870,313.13. That's like about $3 million here. Wrote a check, your money. You could buy all that equipment. You can have crews to do the road paving. There are miles and miles and miles and miles of roads in Ocean County. And when you bring in all the municipalities, it's untold miles and miles of road that all need to be repaired and repaved. Should be doing these sort of things in-house. Ocean County has DPWs. Toms River has DPWs. What the F are they doing? Everything is farmed out. Write a check. Here's $1.2 million to do some road paving. Not my money, so I'll write that check right now. That's what's happening here. Somebody's got to step forward and start working for the people of Ocean County and Toms River. I'm going to break the commercial, and we'll pick up on that when I come back.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the Telemed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. newportnj.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to newportnj.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. newportnj.com. Newport, live like you want.
We're back, Tom's River Show. Pat O'Meara here, you there. Sometimes I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with the shared services, but one of the easiest avenues for shared services is the road work. There's tons of roads in Ocean County and Tom's River. Tom's River, I think, was the last show I was talking about money that was spent for road work in Tom's River. Somebody has to get into the road. If Tom's River gets into the road repair business, they can make money that brings down the taxes. They won't need as much money from you if they're doing the road work for other municipalities and the County of Ocean, and you can even do it for the state. And we just talked about like $3 million in road work from the last county meeting of commissioners. You can buy all the equipment to do this. There's going to be daily road work that has to be done. And when you factor in all the municipalities in Ocean County, we could be saving the county and all those municipalities a lot of money if somebody stepped up, whether it's the big city, the big town, Tom's River, or the county itself, and gets into doing some of this work in-house. It saves you money. It saves the taxpayers. Every one of those checks they give to a private entity to do road paving, road work, sidewalk cuts, whatever it is, that company is making a profit on it, 30, 35% profit, possibly. That profit is coming out of your pocket. If you just did the work in-house at cost, you save the people of Ocean County and or Tom's River, whoever's doing it, 30 to 35%. That adds up, and especially when it gets to road work, it's always road work. So do it in-house. Start working with the other municipalities. But we don't do that here in Ocean County. It's really, 20 years ago, the DPWs used to do a lot of the work. Jersey City, where we're all originally from, had a prestigious DPW. They did everything. If there was a project going on, they did it. We didn't farm that stuff out. Now, it's really lazy management. Write a check. Boop, boop, boop. I don't have to worry about it. That has to change because it's getting so friggin' expensive in New Jersey. You got to look at every possibility, and it starts locally. Everybody keeps looking at Murphy, but it starts locally. You can't keep blaming Murphy for high taxes in here when your municipalities and your county government continue on the same path. Somebody's got to start taking the steps. Let's swing over to Tom's River. Steps. Sometimes you just go up the step, you slip, you fall. Tom's River, by a vote of 6-1, has approved the purchase of the surf club. This has been talked about for a while. There was some situations with the then Ocean County Freeholder Board about purchasing land from Tom's River, and Tom's River would use the money to buy the surf club. And Tom's River was trying to sell the land to Ocean County as open space, but of course, Tom's River wanted to keep it as open space. They could just make it open space themselves. But all that settled down. All the politicals got together, and they figured out a way to get money to Tom's River so Tom's River can buy the shore club. So Tom's River is going to sell a group of properties to Ocean County, which Ocean County is going to write them a check for like $1.8 million. And with money from the state of New Jersey and Green Acres and all these other funds, they're going to come up with the balance of like $8.4 million to buy the surf club. The surf club has been out of commission since Sandy. It's a derelict building, and it needs to be demoed. And Ocean County is going to buy the land, so Tom's River will have the money they need to get the funds from the state with the Green Acres money and blah, blah, blah. So they will be buying the surf club for a reported $8.4 million. Now, with a 6-1 vote, anybody want to take a guess who voted no? I'll give you 3 guesses, but you'll only need 1. Dan Roderick. And one of the things, and I brought this up in the past, there was a tax appeal filed by the owners of the surf club, like a couple of years ago, for $2 million, and they were granted that $2 million tax appeal. I have to kind of side with Dan Roderick would say, well, it was only a couple of years ago. How is this land worth $8.4 million when the tax appeal was for $2 million? I'm sure everybody has done their due diligence, especially Mo Hill. He doesn't want to be in another one of these. Dan Roderick. I just seen him. Doesn't want to be another one of these bite you on the butt land deals. He just had that with the auction recently. And I'm sure the state isn't going to give up $6 million or Fed monies also to buy the surf club unless somebody has done some due diligence in is this the right amount. But the thing is now, what do you do with the surf club? You know, you got to demo it. I don't know if that's this. Some people are saying it's in the 8.4 million. It's not in the 8.4 million. You got to demo it, but what do you do with it after that? You know, there's a lot of things on the table that you can do with this land. You know, first off, it's beachfront property. But let's break for commercial. We'll pick this up on the flip side. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Most women who give birth recover without problems, but any woman can have complications after the birth of a baby. Learn the post-birth warning signs, such as fever, headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, increased bleeding, or thoughts of hurting yourself or someone else. Knowing these can save your life or the life of someone that you love. Trust your instincts. If you feel something is wrong, call and get evaluated by your healthcare provider. If your symptoms get worse or you do not hear back from your physician, call 911 or go to the nearest emergency room.
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Welcome back, Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You there? Surf Club. It's going to be a Tom's River piece of property. I don't have my watch on. It really bothers me not to have my watch on. But I got one of those healthy watches, Chronos, and it measures all your vitals. But you got to keep charging this thing. It only holds charge for like a day or so. So every chance you get a chance, you got to charge it up. And it's got a weird charging thing too. You got to put the face on the backing this has, and it charges that way. It's not like a little USB. So I feel naked without a watch on. But it tells you your heart rate, tells you all these things, how many calories you're burning. Actually, I don't wear a watch at night. You know, I put it on the stand, and this thing, I don't know what it's doing at night, but it has like some high beats per minute for the heart. It's not on me. I don't know what it's measuring. But getting back to the surf club. What do you do with it now? It's Tom's River, and there's been all sorts of talk of what can be done with this property. You leave it as a beach. The beach is right there. You got the surf club property. It's beachfront property, so it's worth good money. I don't know if it's worth 8.4, but again, like I said, I think people did their due diligence here. There's talk of a Boardwalk Extension, affordable housing. $8.4 million piece of property. I don't know how affordable that housing can be. Open space. What do you do with it? There's a lot of options on the table. I'm sure somebody's got the vision already as to what they will do with it. I really doubt if it will just sit there as open space because, again, it's $8.4 million. You're going to have to see if you can make some kind of revenue on that. And it isn't bad to try to make revenue. The more revenue Tom's River brings in, the less they need to dig into your pocket. That should be the job of everybody on that Tom's River Council, which there's elections this year in the wards, and Mo Hill. How do we cut the taxes? You want to get reelected? Go to the people and say, hey, this is how we're going to cut your taxes. No pie in the sky stuff. how are you going to do it? How are you going to bring in more revenue to Tom's River without digging into the pockets? That's why I keep talking about shared services. Tom's River should be the leader in shared services. Actually, now I'm thinking of reading the agenda for the county commissioners. There might have been some shared services in there, the Schedule Cs. I got to look what a Schedule C is. But if they can get revenue on that property per year to go into the general fund, the less money they need from the people of Tom's River, the happier the people of Tom's River will be. Believe me, they'll be happy people. They'll be doing a happy dance if you don't dig into their pockets. But you just don't hear that anymore. That's like something from another era, where you wouldn't raise the taxes. You wanted to try to cut the taxes. You don't hear anybody talking about that anymore. We got to cut the taxes. I certainly don't want to raise it. You raise taxes, and that was an immediate way not to get reelected. Now it's a whole other game. And not only they raise the taxes, they start raising all the permits. There was some Tom's River's last agenda. There were some fee increases there. That's kind of like a backdoor tax going into you. COVID-19. The vaccine. We don't have any right now. We're out of it in New Jersey. I don't know when we'll get more. And the allotments we are getting isn't really making it. I know, like Jersey City, it's probably the largest city in the state now, resident-wise. I think Jersey City was getting like 500 doses. That's like insulting to the people of Jersey City. But that's how it's breaking down through all the counties. Hudson County is one of the few counties that were allowed to distribute and inject the vaccines themselves instead of farming it out. They opened up a drive-through center in Kearney where you drive in, they shoot you up, you're right outside for about 15 minutes, they come out and check, make sure you're okay, and off you go. Problem is these locations aren't that easy. The one in Hudson County, Kearney's tough to get to if you're in North Bergen or Jersey City. And you got two locations. They're opening another one here in Tom's River at Southern Regional High School. You got the RWJ Arena. Those are the two locations. Tom's River is a fairly big town. You have to have more than two locations, because a lot of seniors don't drive. And the other thing, doing the appointments on the smartphones or computer, a lot of seniors don't use them. A lot of them got the flip phones or the jitterbug. They're not using that. So we have to make this more accessible. And the infrastructure is there to distribute this. It's a vaccine, just like the flu vaccination. Why we don't bring in the standbys like Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, all the other pharmacies, your various hospitals that we have, a physician's office, they're all around. Why we're limiting it into these one areas, I don't get. But we're going to break the commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show, and we'll pick this up on the flip side.
It has actually changed my life. It's wonderful to be in recovery. I'm also a grandpa, a great-grandpa. I found joy in being abstinent from use.
I'm a family member, I'm a productive member of society, I'm a dog owner, things like that. I'm a fiance. So I think that recovery means on such a broad scale, there's so many different layers to what recovery means to me.
We're just like everyone else. We have heart and soul. It's just that we have this substance abuse disorder and that we're dealing with that. And if anything, it makes us a little bit stronger.
The most important thing for people in the communities to know is that they're just like anyone else, and that they don't necessarily want to be doing the things that they're doing, and it's a chronic illness and it's a chronic disease that needs to be addressed as so.
We're back, Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. Like I was saying, with the COVID-19 vaccine rollout, it's very convenient to go to Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, whatever pharmacy, the hospitals here, your physician. Now, some people are talking about keeping it cold. Well, I'm sure Rite Aid, CVS, and the rest of them can do that. But you have to make it mobile. And a lot of the municipalities have these mobile vehicles. We were doing the COVID-19 testing out of a mobile vehicle. We can do the shots out of a mobile vehicle. Again, it's the refrigeration. I'm sure we can handle it. Refrigeration is the whole problem here. Then somebody's dropping the ball if we can't have refrigeration mobily. But, we have numerous storefronts. I know, I think, for that matter, the pharmacies at ShopRite, they're closing like 23 of them. The one on Fisher Boulevard in Toms River isn't one of them. But in that location, they were doing COVID-19 in the first pass about 2 weeks ago in a vacant storefront by the ShopRite on Fisher. That's what you need to do. You have lots of vacant storefronts on Route 37 all around, thanks to COVID-19. Bad enough we have enough problems with retail businesses in Toms River. We didn't need COVID to help anymore. But there are a lot of those vacant buildings that you can set up shop. We have to get the vaccine to the people. And again, I know that we started with seniors. You got to get it to the disabled. We got to get to the nursing homes. Go to the senior centers. Go to the senior buildings. You can be mobile. Go to lobbies, theaters. Right now, they're not exactly knocking them dead. Theaters, they're open, but they're not doing a lot. You could do it in movie theaters. You could set up in the lobby of the movie theaters. We need to get the product, the vaccine, that's the product, to the people. Going to the arena or Southern Regional High School isn't the answer. We need to get it out, especially when there's 2 shots. Now, J&J, Johnson & Johnson, they're talking about their vaccine being a 1-shot deal, which make it a lot easier instead of 21 days going back. And by the way, I produce a show called Hudson Health in the North Bergen studio, and it's hosted by 2 doctors, brother and sister doctors. I call them my Donnie and Marie medical team. They both received their 2nd injection recently. And Dr. Amir, he couldn't make it into the studio yesterday because he was having reactions. There's doctors there on the set of Hudson Health to the vaccine, which is good, according to the medical professionals. You should have some sort of reaction, even with a flu shot. Now, I guess the flu shot never worked with me because I never had a reaction, but I'm told by the medical professionals, you have some sort of reaction, you know it's working. And his sister there, you just seen, she soloed last night with her brother coming in remotely. And we had somebody, Mark Somerville from Hackensack Meridian, working at a Palisades Hospital, talking about the mental aspects of COVID-19 from the 9-month lockdown and going forward and how it affects kids and seniors. And we had another individual, Derek from Bespoke. They'll be doing the distribution of the vaccine shots on behalf of the city of Jersey City. Those 2 doctors had reactions. You should have a reaction to it, but it's only like a day. I think Amir, he was talking about having a temperature of about 102. We need to get this to where the people are. Going to the arena or going to regional high school isn't the best location. Actually, it's like you used to say, location, location, location. That's what it's here. Storefronts, the retail, the Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, movie theaters, you could put it there. Anything that is centrally located to mass transit, the best that we have in New Jersey for mass transit, or easy to drive to. That's what we need to do. All right, I'm out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.